Hello, everyone. This is criminal profiler Pat Brown, and this is Dear Profiler Pat, where you send me your questions, ask for my advice, and I will probably give it to you. And I always hope it helps, and I hope it helps other people who are also listening to the channel. And by the way, please do subscribe to the channel and check my playlist for the different areas of life that you might be interested in getting some advice on. And if you want to send me a question, please send it to profilerpatbrown@gmail.com and put in the subject line, Dear Profiler Pat. Okay, today, this one is, Dear Profiler Pat, is it rude to have my phone make noise around others? All right, let me go to the letter. Actually, it's not to Dear Profiler Pat. It was to Dear Miss Manners, but I didn't like her answer. So every once in a while, when I don't like somebody else's answer, I want to give better advice, in my opinion. Dear Miss Manners, I am trying to drink more water, so I set my alarm on my phone to remind me hourly. Sometimes I'm in public when the alarm, birds or crickets chirping, goes off. I turn it off immediately, but my husband says the noise is rude. But if I could remember to shut off the alarm when leaving the house, I wouldn't need an alarm to drink water in the first place. Am I being impolite? Gentle reader, it depends where the alarm goes off. If it goes off in the car, it will annoy your husband, but it is not, strictly speaking, rude. What? If it's annoying the person next to you, it is rude, Ms. Manners. What are you talking about? So he doesn't matter? You know, I mean, if he every hour it's like beep, 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 or tweet, tweet, tweet. I mean, and he goes, here it is again. Here it comes again. You don't think that's rude? I think that's rude. If it goes off on the subway, no one may notice over the cacophony of other alarms going off. Yeah, if it's loud. Unless, of course, it's the designated quiet car. And I've heard a lot of those phones going off in quiet cars. And I've seen people answering phones in quiet cars and talking really loudly. I'm like, quiet car. They don't care. Anyway, if it's at the library, the symphony, or similar locations, Miss Manners is confident that the other patrons will be helpful in letting you know that they think you are being rude. Oh, it's always nice to piss people off first, and have them go, maybe you shouldn't do that. Diving to silence when it does go off is, of course, important. Well, gee, that's nice. At least you're going to try to stop the stupid noise. But it would be better to get in the habit of checking before entering spaces where some level of decorum is expected. Okay, let's talk about my issues with all of this. The problem that we're talking about here is that just because you would like to be notified, either you want an alarm to go off, or whether you want your phone to be able to ring, or whether you want text messages to come in. I mean, a lot of us do want those notifications because they're important to us, but they're not important to anybody around us. So we always have to consider who it's going to bother when we allow those things to happen. That is just proper behavior. So, lady in the car, annoying your husband who is, you're living with that guy. So I don't think it's very nice to keep bothering him with something like that. I mean, first of all, you can't figure out how to just look at a clock and do it every hour. You got problems anyway. But if you really need desperately to be notified, put it on silent, put it on vibrate, put it in your pocket. It will go boo in your pocket and you won't have to bug him. The only reason he'll know it went off is because you're drinking the damn water again. And if you don't think it bothers, or it shouldn't be bothered, you just want to keep letting it go, beep, 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 tweet, 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 tweet. I would tell him every 20 minutes, you should have something that's really loud that says, who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? And see if that bugs her. I mean, then you're going to get into a war, but you wouldn't like it. So why are you doing it to him? All right, now let's say you're in a public place. And let's say if it's a quiet place, it should be on vibrate, period. You should not have any alarms, phone ringing, anything going off. Should be on vibrate only. If you go into like the theater and you're supposed to shut your phones off and you're going to be hearing orchestra playing on opera or just a Broadway show, you should be paranoid that you in no way want to have your phone make noise while you're in there. And I'll tell you what I do. I take my phone. Here's the turn off the sound. So I put it on that silent first. Then I go to the volume button and I press that till it goes all the way down to no sound on the volume. Then I turn the phone off and I watch it to make sure the phone goes off. That's a 3-part system. So I'm not going to be horrified when my phone goes off in the middle of something, because that did happen to me once, by the way. So I was actually doing television. I was on the Joy Behar show, and we were talking about some crime and what the investigators would do. And I had bought a new phone, and I thought I had turned it off. But apparently the mechanism to turn off the new phone wasn't like the one to turn off the old phone. So in the middle of my interview with Joy Behar, national TV, my phone went off. And Joy says, "Pat, is that your phone going off?" And I said, "Yes, I think the investigators are calling me to find out what they should do with their investigation." Yeah. It was embarrassing. I mean, I had to make a joke out of it and get through it, but oh my God, and that was on national TV. So, but I am very paranoid about when I'm in a concert or say somewhere in a theater, very, very careful about that. And I see people in movie theaters, because they're movie theaters, they don't think they have to be so careful. So they don't care. So they let things go beep, 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 and their own phones go off. I'm like, I'm in the movie. And all of a sudden there's these noises going off. And then some of them are stupid enough to go, "Hello? Oh yeah, we'll be home at 11. Seriously? That is so disrespectful. So my opinion, no, you when you're in a public place where it is actually going to be heard by other people and interfere with their enjoyment of whatever they're doing, it shouldn't go off. It should be only something you can feel with the vibration thing, and that should be it. You in a place where it's less important, where there is more noise, can you just be a little bit more careless? Sure, you can. But again, you just have to look around and see who's it going to bug, and a lot of people just don't look to see who's nearby. They think if they're sitting in a restaurant, they should just start talking very loudly on their phone, in spite of the fact the people a couple tables over can hear them. And people talk louder on phones than they do in person. I don't know what it is. I think they have to shout to the other side of the world or something. And then you're hearing a one-sided conversation. It's very irritating. So don't do that. Simply don't do that. If you have, let's say you have a really good reason, you have to make sure your phone is on. There are places you can. I'm sorry, most people can just turn your phones off for a little while. If people don't talk to you call you for an hour, text you for an hour, you're probably good, unless you're really worried about emergency situations, in which case then keep it on vibrate. But that's, again, if you're something like you're on call to the hospital. I've been on call for much of my career in sign language interpreting, my previous career, medical sign language interpreting. I was always on call to the hospital's emergency rooms. So I had to have my phone on, but it was always on vibrate. It was always right against my leg so that I could feel it. And as soon as that vibration went off, I got up and I would leave the theater to answer it. Now, I'll say this. If I could look at it just to make sure, if it was nothing, I don't want to get up because I don't want to have to go by people's feet, and interfere with that part of their enjoyment of whatever show they're doing. But if it was a hospital and I was in like a movie theater, I would look down quickly. Oh, it is the hospital. And I would get up and I would leave the theater and answer it outside. If I was going to something like the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. and seeing an opera, I'm going to not be on call. That's just when you say, "Hey, I can't work that night," because I can't have my phone going off in the middle of the Kennedy Center and have to go past 20 people going, excuse me, while they're trying to watch the show. Again, it's rude. So I don't understand that people are unable to look around and say, who would this bother? Because if it's for me, if it's something that is for me and me alone, Why should all these other people be involved in it? They shouldn't. So I either can turn my phone off, put it to vibrate, or be in a location where I'm not going to bother other people when I answer it or when it makes noise. So, and the same thing is true just at home. I mean, you're in the house, your husband's trying to take a nap, and you have the phone on, and it's just making always beeping, or there's texts are coming in one after the other. It's ringing up a storm, and you don't even have it with you. You're in the bathroom, you've left it in the kitchen, and he's like, "I was trying to take a nap, and now your stupid phone is going off." Just be respectful. I mean, control your phone and make sure when it does make noise, it doesn't bother others. And if it's going to bother others, it doesn't make noise. I think that's pretty simple. Miss Manners, I don't know about you. I thought that was a crazy answer, but I wanted to give a better answer. So I hope this helps you. I hope you have good phone etiquette, and not on the phone, but the phone just being in existence in a public location. We carry them 24/7 now, so it's a new world. It's not like people just have just a landline at home and walk around and never answer phones and never look at the things constantly. So we have a different world, and I'm not against the kind of world that we have, but we should be respectful in the new world that we're in. So learn how to use your phone properly. And yeah, thank you guys for being here. Again, if you're new to the channel, please do like and subscribe. Send your questions to me. Bye.